Hi there, this is Shrikant Asare. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about how to write develop logic using if-else-if ladder. Okay, so in the last couple of lessons, we have discussed how to write simple logic using a simple if statement and if else statements. So now we are going to look forward to how to develop or build logic using this if else if ladder here, okay, in C++. So if you are familiar with C programming language, this is not a big deal for you. So because whatever the way you learned in it in C or in any other programming language, the if else if ladder works the same anywhere. Okay, so let me launch the IDE. So already I have created a project under the name if else if here. Okay, so it consists nothing but if else if demo.cpp, a small cpp file. Okay, so I'm just typing all the basic stuff like header files. So hash include iostream. Okay, so hash, so that's enough. Okay, so I'm using this using namespace, which is very essential. Standard namespace here. Okay, so int main scene.get. Starting from the last couple of lessons, we are using scene.get instead of getch, which is a deprecated way to. Okay, I'm making some room for myself here. Okay, so to demonstrate how the if-else-if ladder works here. Okay, so I'm to make it simple, I'm just taking three variables here, a, b, and c, in integer. So I want to just grab some input from the keyboard into all those variables here. Okay, so let me say enter a comma b comma c. Okay, so to keep it as simple as possible here. Okay, so here the idea is to find out the biggest among the three numbers using if else if ladder here. Okay, so just to make it simple, I am just taking another just grabbing the input using ABC here. Okay, so C in C out, I just put a message, enter ABC. So let's put this f flush std in such that the buffer will be cleared, such that we need not have C dot get all the time in our if else if ladder statements here. Okay, so now I'm just starting the first if statement here. So if A is greater than P, and we are using this relational logical operator. Okay, uh, and operator here. Okay, so for comparison purpose, and C. Okay, so if A is greater than B and if A is greater than C, so then you can have happily you can have a message like this: cout uh, /t. So A is the greatest among all. Okay, so whatever the message, silly message you want, you can have. Okay, so now instead of writing directly else, you can use this construct here. Okay, else if b is greater than c, or so b is greater than a, again if using this logical AND operator, and b is greater than c. Okay, so if you construct some sort of logic like this, which means that b is the greatest among all. Okay, so by this logic it implies that b is the greatest greatest okay, so b is the greatest among all here. Okay, so I'm just putting closing the quotations and putting the semicolon here. Okay, so now, and in the last portion, so if a is not greater and b is not greater, so ultimately, so you need not build another logic here. So directly you can have the freedom to say something like this: slash t. So c is the greatest among all. Okay, so you can have a CO statement here, something like this here. Okay, so now if you run your program, so before that let's do one thing here. Let's input so let's output so whatever the values we have taken here, cout let's say a is equal to So A is equal to A, and P is equal to P, and C is equal to C. Okay, so here we have taken three variables input, and just we have outputted them, and using our if else construct here, the simple if else if ladder. So we have built a small logic, and to find out the what is the biggest number amongst all the three here. Okay, so now I'm just running the program. Sort of huge program to run, so it's asking us for A, B, and C values. So 1, 2, and 3. So A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3. So C is the greatest among the greatest among all here. Okay. So there is a small flaw here in this program. So if what happens if you enter all the three values as the same one and the same. So now if you see, if so it says that C is the greatest among all here. Okay, so although C is not the greatest among all are equal here, the flaw lies here. Okay, so if both the cases, if else is not true and if or else if is also not true, so ultimately the control jumps to this condition here. Okay, so to fix this, we need to have a message here. We need to say else if. So we need to be very specific when we are writing our logic. Okay, so else if, so you can say something like this, cout. So else if must be followed by some sort of logic that is syntactically not allow. So let's put out this logic also. So c is greater than a and c is greater than p. So you can say cout slash and slash t slash and slash t. Okay, so let's say C is the greatest among all here. Okay, so in this way you can control your logic. So in this way you can control your logic such that it does not fall under any pitfall here. Okay, so in the else part you need to say something like this. So in the else part you can have a message like that, such that so none of them were if none of the cases were if none of the element is so either of the variable is greater, then what does it ultimately means so all of them are equal here. Okay, so you can have a message something like this, all are equal. Okay, so now if you run your program, you should not have any pitfall now here. Okay, so now even though you enter all the same digits, so it says the perfect message which it intended to be the program intended the output to be here. Okay, so here you have entered all the A, B, C values as 1. So that's the reason it's showing us that all are equal here. Okay, so again if you run the program using our else if construct here, so if you enter 4, 2, and 1, so A will be the greatest among all here. Okay, so in this way you can develop some sort of logic using your else if construct. Okay, so which is very useful when you're developing big programs with huge amount of logic here. Okay, so see you in the next lesson.